Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you've been doing very fine and your trading is going very well. I really hope that with all the volatility and crisis happening every now and then, that's making the chart even more hard to predict. I was in a space with ICT a few days back, and it was like throughout all these 30 years of trading, this period is the hardest he has ever seen. So you learning trading at this period, you should just keep pushing and hope for good things to come, because there will be a time where you find everything easy. Don't gamble, don't break your rules, create your rules, trade your plan, always risk management. You don't know what will happen. Most of the gambling traders, they are the ones that get rich very fast, and that's their mindset. They get lucky sometimes, and I know of gambling traders who have a strategy behind it. They have a strategy of how they gamble. Okay, I don't do that. It might affect my psychology in sort of way, so I rather keep building gradually. Okay, that's how I see myself to be. It doesn't matter if it takes me 2 to 3 years, right? I'll keep I'll keep building. Okay, so in our previous class for the power of three, I remember I remember saying something about liquidity for NAS 100. There's something I said here. Let me go to NAS 100. Okay, so this is NAS 100, and I said something. I remember, if you go back and watch that video, I said something about this weak zone right there. Okay, so I said something about price reacting to this weak zone. If you watch that video, I think this was the weak zone. This was where I drew out. I was talking about price taking out this high, reacting to this weak zone, and I wanted to see some kind of reaction here on NAS 100 or US 100 or Nasdaq, I don't want to call it. So I said I wanted to see some kind of reaction here, which would tell me if price is likely to push higher for this buy side liquidity. I see price dropped to that weak zone, cause this reaction, and we see a bullish candle up front. I'm not saying I can predict charts, but I know what I'm looking for when it comes to buyers. I have my own strategy. I know we use PDRAs. Most of us use support and resistance on higher time frame. Most of us use supply and demand. Most of us use liquidity, but most of us use market structure. But trust me, I'm not here to condemn your strategy. I'm not here at all to condemn your strategy. Every strategy is good. I'm perfect if you should not really perfect though, but every strategy is good if you should put in the hard work to refine and keep refining and keep refining to get a particular thing you want to see, a particular setup. So I have what I want to see in my own strategy. So I don't really condemn people's strategy. Okay, I don't really condemn people. If you listen to the things I say, mostly I don't really condemn people's strategy. I condemn those that condemns people's strategy. Okay, like when I posted something on Twitter some days ago, and I was like, for Bitcoin, this is the first time on the weekly chart it broke a single high, and I had a lot of people messaging me, which I know very well they are not profitable. They messaged me and they replied. I was like, if you check very well, that's an inducement, and that's not the correct markup. That high is an inducement. I say, wait, pause. You just mentioned the high in your sentence. You say yes, the high is an inducement, but I was talking about BTC breaking a single high. Whether it's an inducement, most of you confuse yourself with a lot of these with these names and all of that. Calling this inducement, calling this SMT, calling this trap, calling this, all. See, everything is okay for you because you see the charts differently. Doesn't mean another person should see the charts like the way you do. If all of us see the same thing, then this chart will be flat. Everybody will be profitable. There'll be nothing to trade. Everybody have their own strategy, their own confluence. So I condemn people who condemns other people's strategy. You know what you want to see on the chart, right? Do what you want to see. When you see somebody mention something, I don't. For people that are using indicator, the only thing I'll say, I've tried using indicator. Indicators lag. So if you are using indicator, you are probably deceiving yourself. Try price action. I don't care how you treat price action. I know of a swing trader who uses trend lines, symmetrical triangles, and most of these chart patterns, and she's very profitable. Like I love the way she trade. Okay, so you don't need to be trading ICT or SMC or basic concepts and criticizing another person because your own is profitable or whether it's not profitable or because you think it's your own is right. Please, I'm not coming here to condemn anybody's strategy. For those people yet to find a profitable strategy, yet to find a strategy, that's why I teach. That's why I'm trying to teach you my own strategy. This is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so please, if you watch my video, don't go about condemning my strategy because your own is perfect or you think your own is the best. Your own might be the best. How did you find it? You studied, right? So don't you think another person is capable of studying to find his own strategy? You don't have two heads or you don't have four hands. Another person can study and find his own strategy around the charts. I also got some complaints about some foreigners complaining about my speech. They cannot really understand me. Well, I've tried all possible best to make my language professional. It's kind of um, it's funny, and I'm a Nigerian native, so I don't know what else to do. Maybe you should use a caption. I do enable the caption, so you use the caption to follow up if you're trying to. Some of us we okay. There was a space. We have a space on 24th for part two of the space we held on 20th, where I was kind of telling people that most of us we chase strategy, we try to be perfect, we try to make a perfect strategy, but it's not really about the perfect strategy. I know people who have only 35% strategy. Like I'm nobody to rate it, but according to them, what they told me that their strategy is 35% accurate compared to what people are doing out there. But it just is your psychology, how well you approach the trade, how well do you know how to stay out of the trade, how well do you know how to manage your risk. That's what makes them stand out. People in a trade in a consecutive trade of 10 in numbers, they might only profit 5 or profit 6 and lose 4. That one that stands out can be a profit among all, and it could be a very big one. That's why most times I don't really encourage people trading with small amount of money. Okay, trade with big amount of money. So when you know you profit, you profit. When you know you've lost small amount of money profit. Okay, so please, before you go about blackmailing this or telling others this channel is spam because you are kind of profound in SMC or you're an expert in SMC or SMC is on top of your head or you're the chief priest of SMC. I don't care. I don't want to know. Before you go about saying all of those things, commenting what you don't even know about, please. I'm not here to condemn SMC traders or basic concept traders. Even if you check with somebody that studies ICT very well, if you check very well, you know that not everything about ICT I trade. I keep saying this. I get these teachings as clues to what to look for and study in the chart. I don't just go about learning from ICT and coming to apply them on my chart. I get these teachings as clues and I study them on the chart. I study them on my own chart and see what I'm looking for. Right. So I spoke about in the previous video price breaking this high. We're somewhere at this candle. Yeah, I think we're somewhere at this candle. Go back to the previous video. Towards the end, I spoke about this. I spoke about price dropping into this weak zone, causing a reaction here before I'll get my confirmation that price is ready to run for this buy side liquidity. If not, if there's no reaction here, then price is ready to run for sell side liquidity. So as it is now, I'm convinced. I'm convinced. I might be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm convinced that price is ready to run for this buy side liquidity. Even if it's not taking out that buy side liquidity, is you know this is a very large weak zone, so you could just tap into that supply. And also, if you are using the weekly time frame PDRA on US 100, you see that this FVG is an imbalance, and price is likely to return from here too. So you can see I'm having different things I'm thinking of right now. So the only thing that will make me react to this chart is my power of three. That's the only thing that will make me react to this chart, because if I'm using PDRA on the weekly, price have touched a premium here, right? Price have tapped into that premium, tapping into this FVG, into this imbalance here. You can see that imbalance there. Above that, price have tapped into this imbalance, the premium of PDRA on weekly time frame, right? So price tapped into this, crossing the equilibrium, but this week tap is not really that clear to me. Still the buy side liquidity. I'm hoping to see price to run above. I'm hoping to see price running above this buy side liquidity, right? But then if you are looking at the daily PDRA and all of that, I've looked at all of that. I don't want you to get me confused. But if you don't understand anything about PDRA, premium and discount rate, you should go to I60 Inner Circle Trader, his YouTube channel, and search for it. You probably see a teaching or one or two teachings about it there. Okay, so back to the topic. Okay, the topic is weak zone liquidities, right? Weak zone liquidities, and how to better use this as your guide for buyers. I asked in the community, the Telegram community, what would you like to be the next topic? Many people say buyers, 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 buyers. Yes, everybody wants to know about buyers, but I'm not going to drop everything on buyers. I want to drop everything on buyers. If I should rush the teaching and teach everything at once, I don't think this channel have more value, and I don't think you have any reason to come back here. You should just learn everything I want to. So I'm going to try as much as possible to break them into pieces, so you have a reason to keep coming here, get the engagement high, and share the videos. Okay, that's my policy. And please, for those of you coming to my DM asking me for the course outline, please don't do that again. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you the course outline. I might probably give you the course outline and you go about doing your self thoughts and learning from everywhere else. So please, before you even think of it, I'm not going to give you the course outline. I don't even have a written course outline. It's on my head. So I'm going to teach like that. Okay, thank you. Now let's go to weak zone liquidity. And this is kind of funny because I use this as my bias most times. It's not everything that I mean the weak zone liquidity I'm about to teach you guys is not all you need for bias, but it happens most of the time, let's say sometimes. So in case you see it, you know what action to take. Okay, weak zone liquidity sounds funny, right? Sounds funny, yes. But should you see it, you know what to be looking for as an intraday. It's a premium knowledge I learned by myself. If you see this thing, what are you looking for? There are many ways to bias. I have the bias I take confirmation on the 1 hour time frame. The bias I take confirmation on the 1 hour time frame, 15-minute time frame, and also on the daily time frame. The daily time frame is like my overall. I use my weekly time frame for PDRA, which premium, which discount is price likely to run into. But you cannot be analyzing the weekly time frame every day. So once you go to your premium and discount, you know where price is likely to run into. And once you come to your daily time frame, you know at which time, which period, and when exactly price is ready to run into that premium or into that discount in the weekly time frame. So I kind of put all of this together. Okay, this might be different from what you understand, but this is how I do mine, and this is how it works for me. I'm going to show a lot of proofs, not a lot of proofs here. Okay, so let's start from here. I'm going to show this happens on any market. I'm going to show this example too on BTC. Okay, so this is US 100. Now let's look at this chart. Look at this candle up here. Just pay attention to those candles. I don't care how you call that on your based on your basic concept. Maybe morning star, evening star. I don't care how you call that. But I know what I'm looking for. That like I say, I don't agree the names. Okay, so look at this candle, weak zone liquidity. What are you seeing here? What I'm seeing here, you might be seeing morning star or evening star, but what I'm seeing here is this liquidity taken out on this daily time frame. Okay, what I'm seeing there is liquidity taken out. Let me draw a better sketch on this so you better understand. I get into candles. Okay, pay attention to this diagram I just sketched out here for you to see. What do you see by that diagram? This consists of two candles, right? You can use this for your bias, but this is not everything you need to know on bias. Like I said, I'm not going to teach you everything at once. I'll keep breaking this bias, you know. I'll break it, keep going forward, keep pushing the channel, you keep sharing, and I'll keep teaching. If you find this insightful, just hit the subscribe button. It's not really difficult to do, it won't cost you anything. Okay, I just shared on your WhatsApp status. You're getting value for free, it won't cost you anything. At least just pause that you're going for just a second. Thanks. So, what I want to see on a daily time frame, this doesn't happen every time, but once it happens, I know what I'm looking for. Once this happens on the daily time frame, you as a day trader or short term trader might be buying, but I'll never buy when I see these two candle forms like this. I'm going to show examples. Now, price is coming from what? Price is coming from a bullish trend or momentum, however I want to call it. Then at some point, let's say take out a certain high on the left hand side. I'm not going to go deep on that. I don't want to face this zone liquidity. So let's say take out a certain high, right? Then the next candle that forms. Remember what I said in the previous video, that once price takes out a certain high, I pause trading and wait for the next reaction to occur, right? So this is it. Once price takes out a certain high, you buy side liquidity. What happened? I want to see what candle is forming here. Is it likely to continue going higher? Or is it likely to do this? So you can see the wicks. This is the upper wick of this bullish candle, and the next day forming creates another wick that wipes out the previous daily high. You can see it wipes out this wick. That's what I call wick zone liquidity. This is the liquidity of this day, the wick zone. So this is just acting upon wick zones, just wick zones, just wicks. It's weak. The week of this day wipes out the previous daily week and caused a sharp rejection. So whatever I'm doing here for the rest of the day is to sell. I'm selling because of this. I'm selling. This is another bias. So if you see this on your chart, you shouldn't be buying the next day. You shouldn't be buying, except for other factors I'm not going to teach in this particular video. The buy side liquidity and the sell side liquidity. I'm just focusing on what the weak zone liquidity for now. It's the same thing for bullish, right? The same thing for bullish. Now look at the same thing here for weak zone liquidity, sell side. Price is coming from what is sell momentum. Then at some point, let's say it takes out the sell side liquidity, then it forms this pattern here. You might call this bullish engulfing or whatsoever, but I look at the technical aspect of this. I'm not just looking at the structure or whatever I'm doing. I'm looking at this weak zone. Is it wiped out? Because you might have a bullish engulfing candle according to what you know, which is not wiping any liquidity, and you think it's ready to buy. Okay, so I'm looking at this candle. There are other factors to consider about buyers. Please don't get me wrong. But if you see this, you should know where to position your sell or your buy, or based on the time, the sessions. Okay, AM session and the PM session. You should know what to be looking for. They buy or sell whenever you see this, and you should know what to be looking for based on the power of 3. If you are expecting the next day to be bullish after here, you should know what your power of 3 is going to do. Power of 3 is going to do what? Manipulate to the downside, taking out what is sell side liquidity and push higher. And at the AM session, you want to see price manipulate to the downside too. Do the same thing of the power of 3 and keep pushing higher. Combination, manipulation, and distribution. You can see this candle. It accumulated where at the opening here. He manipulated, taking out this previous daily low and what distributed. So I use this as kind of a form of bias. And I remember some days back on BTC when I told some guys that the next following week is going to be bullish because of just this confirmation. And I'm going to show you guys on BTC because of this confirmation and other factors, buy side liquidity and all that. I told them that I said on the Telegram community that the next days are going to be bullish or the next week. Now let's find wherever we can see this example. Okay, so you can see something here, right? Look at this candle, though it's an indecision candle, but it did what? To wipe out buy side liquidity. That's the weak zone liquidity I want to see. After taking it out, it might I don't know how long it will sell short. I don't know how long. The selling of short can be just 2 candles or 3 candles, or it can go further than that. But what I'm just trying to say is that the next day after this is what bearish. If you want to know how long it is going to be bearish, you should have, that's when I teach other factors concerning sell side liquidities or PDRA. You can find this anywhere in your chart. You can see we have another one here. I'm going to show you different examples. This doesn't form every day, but once you see it, you should know where you're looking for. Selling of short, right? You're selling short. I should be careful. Once you're selling short, you should be taking at paying attention to your power of 3. Because if you think this will keep going down, you can see you will probably lose this trade. You lose this trade, right? Once you lose this trade, there's still another thing I'm looking for here. There's a reaction I'm looking for here too that I've seen that's going to tell me that price is likely going higher. And also the overall trend, is it running into a premium in a weekly time frame or discounts? So you should know where to be selling and when to be buying. Most of you use market structure, most of you use daily time frame, weekly time frame, support and resistance. Anyhow you want your bias to be. I don't really argue that. This is how I do my own bias. Okay, this is how I check my own bias and know where price is likely to run into. So what happened next? We sold short, right? Price made a pullback and also gave that indication, sweeping this other high, weak zone liquidity, right? Swept this high and sold short, right? After selling short, it gave a pullback, and the same thing did what here? It swept this other high. What I'm trying to say here is that whenever you see this, you should be expecting a short. If it happens on the bottom like this, you'll be expecting what? A long. I don't know for how long. I'm not going to tell you for how long. That is when I teach for other factors. You should know, you should go and study these things. Go and study these things. But this weak zone liquidity comes in very handy in some cases. Price sold short and made a small little pullback. And what happened next here? Weak zone liquidity. Price take out this liquidity and will continue selling. Okay, and what happened here? Price gets to this point and wiped this liquidity of the previous day. You can see that even though the following day after this weak zone liquidity, like I said, nothing is 100% perfect, wasn't bullish. The following day was what? Bearish. But this is just the crypto market doing its thing. It's consolidation thing. What happened the rest days after that? Bullish. You see an upward movement, right? So you can find these many like different places in the chart. This is another one on the buy side. It wipes out the previous day and low, weak zone liquidity, and did what? Start buying. These two also wiped this one out and sold short just slightly. Then all this consolidation, there are many things you need to consider. There are still many things, but I'm just teaching only this one, like only this one, because this one happens almost every time. And this is what was this was the thing that happened some days back. I think is it 2 weeks ago or so, Friday, that I told you guys that the following week is going to be bullish, and some guys started buying Bitcoin on spot. I like that trust, but please don't do it again. Thank you. Some guys started buying Bitcoin on spot and were like coming with many results. When I said in Telegram community that when I saw this, I remember some of you who are in Telegram community are going to remember this very well. I saw this and I was like, okay, I have what, a buy side liquidity here, another buy side liquidity here, and this is another confirmation. This is confluence. You see the confluence I'm getting. So I was telling you that okay, price is going to be bullish. I was waiting price to take out this high. Whatever it does there. Okay, this is for US 100. I'm going to show you for Bitcoin. Okay, so for US 100 too, I had the same bias. I was expecting price to take out this high, then return to this week. When once price leaves all this week, I don't ignore all this week. So all these weeks, me, I have problem with weeks. So I don't ignore them. I see them as kind of what you see you call a return to other block. So me, I come on RTW, return to weak zone or whatever. So I do expect price to return to those weak zones. So I was expecting price to take out this high, take a pause, return to weak zone, and we'll go for this buy side liquidity. So in the future we'll see if that's going to happen. So or if it doesn't, it comes for the sell side liquidity. I don't care. Whatever it is, power of three will tell me where to position myself. Sometimes the power of three can be wrong, which is not 100% perfect. That's why I have risk management to protect my account. Okay, so I saw this and I was like, okay, this is our nearest high. Price is going to what, take that out. So I was bullish all of this, and this was the what I used as example for the previous video on the power of three where everything was just bullish. Price take out source and liquidity on the previous daily low, wipe it out. You should not leave a body, a candle's body there. You should not leave a candle's body, sorry. You should only leave what, weak. And that's what I was talking about FOMC the other day. So most of these things are caused by FOMC. Like from what I've seen, not every time, but once there's FOMC, that's what causes most of these things. You to go so deep, wipe out the daily, the previous daily low or high, depending on the bias. I start pushing for that. That's why I said it on the previous video that I can trade FOMC slightly, not every time. But if you should do this particular thing, I know what to do with FOMC, not CPI. CPI trade, I do ignore it. FOMC, I do ignore it sometimes if it doesn't do this. Okay, so let's go to Bitcoin. I so much hate this market. Okay, so this was what happened on Bitcoin the other day when I called. The candles, they are too depressed, compressed. Okay, this was what I see on Bitcoin that Friday. I called what I said the following week was going to be bullish. I was expecting price to take out 18,000, and I told one of my friend trader like that I'm expecting price to take out 20, this high on the 21, but she was seeing 25, and I was like, wow, okay, let's see which one price. Let's see if price will likely go to that 25. She was looking at this high, 25 100, and I was looking at only this high. I'm not trading on supply and demand, expecting price to come and react to this supply. I'm expecting price to take out any high. That's how I see my own bias on daily time frame. I'm not expecting price to come and trade on this other block and react. No, I'm expecting price to take out any high. I see every high as buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. So whatever high is there, I'll trade to that high, take a pause, right? See what price is likely to do next and react. I'm not going to any supply on demand. I know some guys who marked this as a supply because it has imbalance and a broke structure, and they were already placing sell orders here. On the smaller time frame, they were already shorting here, and this was where we had a lot of trolls on Twitter, where I saw some guys, some crypto guys, crypto influencers calling short at this point. We were here at this point because of what, this supply, and it has imbalance and break structure, and they were calling short. Everybody's people start placing. Started placing short orders here. I'll never do that. Do not on my account. I see this high price is likely to take out. If price should take out this high and form what? The weak zone liquidity, right? If price take out this high and form the weak zone liquidity on like for selling, now sell few days back. But my overall bias considering all other factors is what? It's still bullish. So I was looking at price taking out this 22 sorry this yes this 22k. I was looking at price taking this high out. But see what price did, which was kind of funny. As I said, I'm not going to teach every factor yet. We take it slowly as the channel grows. You learn. So price did this. Okay, let me first show you that Friday where I called that the next day is going to be what? It's going to be bullish. Okay, so this was a Friday and I saw this candle. You can see that that's Friday. So this high was what I was looking at, and I was waiting for an indication to tell me a confluence to tell me that price is likely to take out the high, and that was FOMC. It was FOMC Friday, and price did this. This week, so it's not really as clear as US 100. That's why I told you guys sometimes, on this back in the community, that US 100 price action is just so clear and sweet, considering bias and power of three. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is so trickery and too consolidating and all of that. So you can trade this market. Trust me, there's no market that will be that difficult for you to trade. So you can see this, and let me try to click on kind of okay to become more clear. Okay, you can see this. So this was what I saw on Bitcoin price. You know, this buy side liquidity, exactly this. I saw the buy side liquidity from the weak zone liquidity is from here, from this point. I saw it from this point. This point gave me an indication that price is likely to what pull higher. Then when it took out this high, you know, this small high sitting now here. When it took out this high and it still formed this weak zone liquidity again, so it gave me another confidence that okay, price is going to push higher than this. Price is likely to push higher than this to this point. I just hope you get my point in all of this, right? I hope you get you understand what I mean by this weak zone liquidity. I hope you enjoyed this class because there's still more for us to learn. But for now, you can know when to sell, when to short just with this. So I was looking at this high. Price took out this high and form a what? A weak zone liquidity. It took out that low. But what happened? Did I sell short? No. Why didn't you sell short? Okay. I was expecting price to do this. Tap into this imbalance. If there was a weak zone there, I would say okay, let price drop into that weak zone. But there was an imbalance here. And this sweep of liquidity is not really that clear. Price should sweep liquidity with candle body, not weak zone. So I was still expecting price to take this out. People were placing short orders. I know many traders were placing short orders on scalp and they made profit. Yes, they scalp. But somebody who is holding trades for long, I don't know where to take profit, will be placing a lot of short orders here. But this is not sweep of liquidity now. This is a very big liquidity. On the daily time, I want to see price take out this with candle body, not weeks. So I saw this and I said, okay, this is a trap. This is a trap to trap some sellers. Do what price do what again? Boom. So there. So where we are likely to go from here, according to my friend trader said 25k. So I'll be hoping to see that. I've gotten another confluence from yesterday's chart. You can see, and that was after price sweep this liquidity. What is this? This will be ending soon. Price swept liquidity here. You can see that. So it's giving me a double confluence that price is likely to run to what 25. If you like, you go and place your sell orders. I don't know, you might be profitable. You might be seeing something different from what your idea on support and resistance or supply and demand. But what I'm seeing here is price taking out the sell liquidity. Until next time, be safe.